absolute waste of money. The weirdest thing happened to SaltEcrafter over the weekend. As she was making her way in her salty self towards the bathroom, as she opens the lid, she finds the weirdest thing ever. As you can see, Poopsie slime again. But the last time she actually physically went to the store. This time, she just happened to stumble upon it in the toilet. That's not a crap kit. I don't know what is. And so while disgustingly removing it from the toilet, it looks like today, my grains, we are going for round 2 of Poopsie slime. Normally I don't do 2 rounds of the same kit over again because once my verdict is out, it is set on a salt stone and just kind of left there for all eternity-ish. But I got so many contradictory comments, ranging from,
"Leader, I got it, and it was slime.
You used the Poopsie slime wrong.
"You do it wrong. I need to follow the instruction or not your poop not be perfect." And then numerous different ways to tell me that I did it wrong. But on the other side, I got hundreds of comments, people telling me they got the same gooey, goopy, poopy results. Mine were the exact same as yours, and I have 2 of them. Yeah, the same thing happened with me. That happened to me, and I had to still shake it and leave it for 1 hour. And my favorite of all, looks like you got super rare unicorn diarrhea. Remember, if you want a shout out in my Friday videos, don't forget to hashtag Notification Squad in the comment section below within the first 45 minutes of a video's release, or hashtag NerdyCrafter on Instagram or Twitter anytime with any of your creations. Before we tackle the new boxes, I want us to revisit the older one that we did. So a couple of days later, it's been sealed. I have not touched it since that day. I thought I threw it, but I actually didn't throw it, and I've had it. Let's look at what kind of slime is in there by leaving it sit for multiple days. That way I don't get people saying,
"You should have left it longer, Jakey. You're doing it all wrong."
I have left it longer. The quality control is questionable. And we are revisiting one that sat for a lot longer. I still really do love the containers. I just don't think that you're buying it for the slime. That's pretty much it. There you go. That's your slime after a few days. It's not melting. It's not anything stretchy beyond this. Otherwise, it's going to actually tear. So in essence, after a few days of making it, you're getting a kind of rubbery plastic. And this was the one that we made using the exact instructions by adding the 2 15-milliliter cups. Time to open a new one and show you guys every single step I follow. Because I even had someone who's pretty big into slimes and squishies and all that tell me that I'm doing it wrong. So I have to address some trust issues. So as usual in the same video, I did mention how amazing the packaging is because I think it is absolutely adorable. So colorful and just so vibrant. And yes, let's appreciate the iridescent packaging again. Alright, so let's unpack our toys to see which ones we got. First for the container, because I always find those absolutely way cuter than the actual toys themselves. And for those of you who got offended by my unicorns not real versus poo that is real joke, don't take life so seriously. Just calm down. Take it easy. Alright, let's see which container we get. Ooh, we have Poopsie. I really, really like those containers. It hasn't changed the fact that I like the containers. Which means, in theory, we should be getting the Puggles. Oh, wrong one. It is so ugly and cute at the same time. One of the things that you guys didn't see in the previous video is that, yes, they are containers. So you're supposed to be able to store your slime in here. Not all of it, but a good bit of it. We didn't get slime, so we really couldn't store anything. So here they are, and this is our mixing cup. I'm going to show you not just the amount of water I'm putting in there, but also I'm going to leave my phone on the timer on so that you can actually see how long I'm doing each step. Because y'all got trust issues. Even though I said it's not my business to help you fix your trust issues, seems like that's something I'm gonna try and do today. And let's see what surprise scent we got, because the other time the labels were not consistent. This time we get barbecue. That's pretty interesting. It definitely smells like barbecue sauce. See, this is weird, but cute weird. I can handle that. So let's go step by step with the instructions without disturbing your trust. Now it's gone from salty to condescending. It's definitely not you, Grains. It's just the people who keep wanting to tell me I'm doing it wrong. Remove lid from bottle. You did it! Nap it, guys. Take it easy. Calm down. It's just a bottle. Now the line for the water is right here. This line right here. We're adding 2 of them, just to show you. Add 2 15 milliliters of water and then 5 drops of scent. Uno. Second one. Dos. Now we're tearing the unicorn food and pouring it inside. Unicorn food. Okay, 5 drops. In the comments, someone told me that these ones, I should just wait for the drops to come out as opposed to squeeze them, but ain't nobody got time for that. Next, we close the lid, shake it for 1 minute, and then let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes. Alright, 1 minute of shaking is done. I'm gonna put it down and put a timer for 20 minutes and see what kind of slime we get. By the way, this container is not very good compared to the other one because I was just getting like splotched left and right and left and right as I was shaking. It's like there's slime or water or goop coming in all different directions. Not all containers are created equally. Alright, so it has been 20 minutes. Let me just find out what color spoon we're getting, because those are cute, but we don't really need to use them. Gray again. And here's the moment of truth. After we shook it for a whole minute, let it sit for 20 minutes, we're going to find out whether or not this one is the same like the first batch, which ended up being a rubbery mess a few days later, or if it's actually going to be the exact same one that we saw in their video. And is... Come on, guys. Don't tell me that this is good quality slime or that I'm doing it wrong. If you've seen every single timed moment. Look, at the bottom, I feel the residue. I'm fishing it out. Look at that. I see the residue in here. I really did shake it for a whole minute. Maybe I should have shook it more. This is very disappointing. This is what I'm getting. So don't tell me I'm doing it wrong when their quality control is obviously questionable. It's like snot. They should call it snotsy slime. I still don't know how to close my camera. I got you. So what I'm going to do to try and see if maybe this powder can help us somehow solidify this slime. I know that some of you have been saying that you've seen CookieswirlC do this and it turned out fine, but maybe Canadian weather has something to do with this batch of slime not turning out well. I'm gonna try the other one, of course, and see. Maybe I'm just not lucky with these boxes. I'm gonna tear this, put it in there so we get an iridescent powder again. And I'm gonna keep mixing it and see if we can actually get something a little more slime-like. Alright, now that I've mixed it in just a little bit, it's still extremely goopy. It's not gonna be something I can knead in my hands. There's nothing to grab. Look, look. So I'm gonna let it sit for another 20 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to do the other one. I'm not gonna put the timer thing on because that's just going to kill my phone battery, but you'll see a timer on the screen. Okay, let's open the second one. I don't want to be too grumpy right now because I really do like this packaging and I love the toys. I love the containers they come in. I really do like a lot of the things that they have there. The fact that we're calling this a slime kit and we're not getting a workable slime, or maybe the instructions aren't good enough and you're supposed to let it sit for 40 minutes instead, that's out of my control. I really would have loved to love this kit. I was really going in there hoping that it was better than the other crap slime kits that we've seen from YouTubers. It's a toy kit, not a slime kit. Instructions not clear. I am now a poop kit. All right, let's open the container. Barf box. I really like these containers. I think this is by far my favorite poo. And the measuring cup. All right, so let's find out what scent and spoon we get for this one. Let's start with the spoon. Gray again. And the scent. Okay, you just saw me unpack this and you saw the previous one had a label on it telling us that it is a barbecue sauce. Now this one does not come with a label again. So I got 4 kits. I spent $60 on these products, in which half of them don't have labels and the other half has labels, which begs to question, is there any kind of consistency in their quality? And we are getting, oh, that is really nice. I think this is pineapple. Let's do this a second time and hope that it does harden in 20 minutes. So it's been shaken for 1 minute. We're gonna leave it sit for another 20 minutes.
20 minutes later.
I am really curious to see if this one's going to turn any better than the previous 3 because the 2 were pretty crappy. And the verdict is a load of poo. I am 100% convinced that other channels are most likely adding their own activator somehow or waiting a lot longer because I am following the instruction to the T. It's so salty right now. You know what? I need something sweet. Can I have a Kleenex? Same thing with the previous one. I'm going to add the Unicorn Magic and we're going to leave it sit again for more time and hope that it does help. In all my disappointment, I did forget to show you how the second slime looks like after adding the Unicorn Magic and waiting about 20 more minutes. But you'll see me take it out of this container, which is the second container, and it still looks like a messy diarrhea. All right, let's revisit the Poopsie drink. So it's been about 50 minutes. All right, let's see what's in here and if it actually needed way more time to harden. So this is definitely a bigger improvement than the liquidy mess. It's something way more workable than what we had so far. A little more slime-like, but at the same time, still snotty. So gross. All right, just to remind you, grains, that this here is the result of it sitting in a container for a few days. So even if it looks like this now, even if you put it in the container, this is pretty much the actual quality that you're getting for a very short amount of time. Color is pretty. The smell does smell like barbecue, but at the end of the day, you're getting something that goes from this to that.
3 days later.
Now fast forward 2 more days. I know I look like poo right now, but that's okay. And we're going to get an update on the one in the Poopsie bottle, which is the first one, because the other one I kind of threw it in the trash. But I think it's time to revisit what does this look like after a few days of leaving it sit. And the answer is into a plasticky, rubbery putty. It's not a slime again, because yeah, that's what you're getting. So in terms of playtime, you are really limited. I'm not going to start the cons and pros all over again, so I'm just going to give you a few more to satisfy your salty palate. Let's go over there and have a chat. Time to find out, is this kit still not worth it? If you're new to the Salt Shaker family, we always start with the cons, but because this is part 2, we're still starting with the cons. Bruh. 5 days later, after making the first one, even though it had a kind of workable, stretchy, oozy texture, it ended up becoming a rubber mess. Very breakable, very unusable, very unslime-like. So even if you got a good texture at first, that is not what you're going to be keeping for the next few days. What I realized is that when you're getting this kit, you're really not getting it for the slime. You would end up getting it for the toys because they're cute, the containers, which are adorable, which I have mentioned in my pros in the other video. So don't call this a slime kit. Their quality control is really questionable. When I got the other 2 kits, half of it didn't have the label to tell you what scent it is. I was like, you know what, maybe that's an anomaly. But then I got 2 more kits and the label again was on one, but not the other. What is the reasoning behind it? And so when that happens, it makes me question quality control of their slime. Some people are getting good ones, other people are not. The quality of the slime itself really is not that great. It is oozy, clumpy, and just really not offering anything special. Even though in the actual commercial, slime like we've never seen before. Because the quality of the slime ends up being pretty poopy, the actual containers of the keychains themselves don't really get used. Because they're so sticky and they get all over your fingers, what are you gonna carry them for unless you actually bring wet wipes with you, because it's just going to go all over the place. At $15 Canadian, I still stand my ground and say that it is overpriced for a toy kit. If you're going to advertise this as a slime kit, I do expect the slime to work. But if you're only advertising it as a toy kit, then maybe the price should reflect that. I already gave a list of full pros in my previous video, so I'm only going to add 1 pro in this video, and the pro is I did it right. That's all I'm gonna say. So with that said, is it worth your money? That is entirely up to you, but my score of 3 on 10 dorks still stands. I'm actually pretty tempted to lower that score 2 on 10 dorks just because the quality of the slime itself gets worse with time. With that said, for those of you who are butthurt, welcome to the Salt Shaker family. Y'all be salty, you're part of the family now! Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you want to see another salty video, make sure you check over here. Ginny! Stop drinking! Are you drinking while I'm talking, Ginny? Stop sipping! I actually choked. Don't choke. And if you want to watch a crafting video, check it out down here. Until then, I will see you grains in the next video.